Hello, welcome. This is Perspective. In Perspective, we discuss the issue of the moment, ranging from politics, business, economy, and of course, we seek expert view and perspective. Joining me in the studio today is a former supervisory counselor on special duties, Kuje Area Council, and of course, he is currently APC's party steward, Mr. Dabo Yusuf. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, recently the primaries area council elections had just been concluded, and respective parties, a PDP and APC, have elected their candidates, awaiting the 2022 election, forthcoming election.
That's correct.
So if I may ask you your view on the just concluded elections, is it free and fair?
Okay. First of all, let me thank you very much for having me on this highly respectable platform. Catapult Online TV have been doing very great well. And having said that, your question, I would like to start by saying in any political party, before you go for general election, definitely you have to undergo party primaries as enshrined in the constitution of the party. So as a politician, we know all these things will happen. And in the case of FCT, we just had our own about 3 weeks or so back. Then in my own party, the APC, we have done the primaries. Candidates, about 5 or 6 candidates contested for the position of the chairmanship of Kuje Area Council under APC. All of them, they are duly party members of the party, highly respected personalities. And yes, we went for the primaries. Before they said, according to the party, we are going to have election by delegate. That's what they said in the first instance. Then secondly, there is another issue that came up that they have to go by card-carrying members of the party. So this has been dragging for like 2-3 days. Then at the end of the day, the party concluded that we are going to have the primary based on delegate. And that is what we have done. And as I'm talking to you, I was there on the venue of the primaries. And what I've seen that transpired on that very great day is free and fair and transparent election primaries that took place in Kuje Area Council.
Okay, you know, elections like these, especially when it has to do with primaries, they usually comes other grievances from other contestants. But elections sometimes are the party may have wanted to impose a particular candidate on them, or it's either a consensus reached by unanimously bringing in a candidate. In the case of the APC primaries, is it a unanimous consensus to bring in a candidate, or it's just an imposition of a candidate on other candidates?
Okay, in the case of Kuje Area Council,
yes,
there is no any imposition of candidate. But in the first place, those that wanted to contest for that election, they were asked to go and reconcile themselves. The party leadership asked them to go and reconcile so that at least if we can have a consensus candidate, it will be easier for the party. But where it fails, then definitely the constitution says we have to go for primaries. So after giving them time to see themselves and the possibility of bringing a consensus candidate, and it doesn't work, so at the end of the day, we are left with no option than to go for primaries. And that is where a date was fixed. Everybody was expected to go and campaign to the delegates. It's a normal thing. Go and make your campaign. If there is a way you can woo the delegates to vote for you, then it's left for you. So we went by delegate. In fact, I have never seen any transparent primaries in recent time the way I saw what happened in the last APC primaries in Kuje Area Council. It was done in a primary school. And God so kind that primary school is fenced with gate. So nobody is allowed from the gate to enter the primary school if you are not a delegate.
Okay, talking about in the conduct of that elections.
Yes.
And your active role in this election, it's surprising that you used to be PDP card-carrying member, and suddenly you are now in APC, and of course doing what you can to make sure your party wins for, coming 2022. Why did you dip camp? Why suddenly? You have been an active card-carrying member of PDP in the history of Kuje.
Aminu.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch that area, but you know, you journalists, sometimes if you ask questions, particularly I'm before audience, definitely if I didn't say something about that, people may think maybe I'm hiding something. And I want to thank you for saying that I was a PDP member before. Definitely I was. And I left PDP based on principle. Because I work for PDP. I install a government of PDP in Kuje Area Council. I play a predominant role in bringing the present chairman of Kuje Area Council under PDP. It's not easy, and it doesn't happen in the recent time that somebody will install government with all the legacy in government for him to left the party and go to where there were no government.
That doesn't, don't you think that questions your loyalty?
Loyalty, no. You know, I first of all told you it's based on principle. Something happened, and I'm not comfortable with it in the party. And I left to a party where there is no government so that I will come and fight again. And that's what I'm about doing now. So yes.
You want to fight the government?
I don't mean to engage them in fighting, but I want to fight them politically.
How do you intend to do that?
Yes, by making my candidate of the APC win election in the forthcoming February 12th election, 2022. What I did for the chairman of Kuje Area Council to win election the other time is the same thing I'm going to do to this present chairman that emerged in APC to win election 2022.
Okay, now you are in APC.
Yes.
So, do you think you have a guarantee in APC now that you left PDP? Do you think the APC members will trust you much with respect to critical issues that has to do with the governance in Kuje Area Council?
You see, when somebody is principled, sometimes people will see it in you. When I left the party, joined the APC, the day I joined the APC, the camp in my ward, the chairman of the party that accepted us told us that we are the same as the other members that stayed for 10 years. And I've seen the handwriting written, because now as I'm talking to you, I just came into the party. Election has been, we had primaries election, and now I am the chairman of the reconciliation committee of the party in my ward, Central Ward.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I think that's a revelation. When we come back from this break, tell me reconciliation role you are playing in this new party of yours.
Thank you very much.
That is Dabo. We'll come back after this short break. Still on Perspective, and my guest has been Dabo Yusuf, a former supervisory councillor on special duties, Kuje Area Council. We are talking about Kuje politics. And of course, he is APC stalwart. Mr. Dabo,
Yes.
before we went on break, we were discussing why you decamped to the APC.
Yes.
Because before we go into your reconciliatory role, I still want to ask you, because you said you left on the ground of principle, and it's been alleged that you left on the ground of accountability. How would you want to clear the air?
Well, you know, if they allege that I left on the ground of accountability, let them prove it. Let them prove it. Let them come here and prove it to you. Who am I to have any account, anything that has to do with money with me at that time? I was not part of the council executive. I'm just an ordinary member and a stalwart of the party.
This allegation is coming from when the COVID-19 task force was constituted.
Okay.
And it was alleged that you were not able to give account of some of the monies that were given at that period of time.
To who? To me?
Yes.
By who?
I don't know. But these were the allegations.
You see, let me just tell you. There is a committee on COVID-19 of 13 members, of which I am a member. There is chairman, there is secretary of that committee. So, money doesn't come to me. In fact, I don't know where money comes to run the affairs of the committee. So if anybody is telling you that there is a money that came to me, and because of that I mismanaged the money and I left the party, let them prove it. Is there any money? Is it cash given to me? Is it into my account? Or did somebody hand over the money to me? Who is that person? Where and when? I'm an ordinary member of the committee. And as far as I'm concerned, I think the present PDP state chairman was the chairman of the committee. Vice chairman of the local government is also member of the committee. The party chairman at the local government level is a member of the committee. So who am I to be giving money while those well-to-do leaders of the party are there? I think all what they are saying is rubbish. When you want to kill a dog, as the going says, you give it a bad name. But that is not the reason why I left the party. And I can give you a little background of what transpired.
Of course, because this is a very serious allegation.
Yes.
And the people, the audience,
yes.
would
Wants
love
to know.
to understand
Yes.
what really happened behind Dabo's decamping to APC.
Yes, what really made
Now
me...
you are on air.
Yeah.
Don't you think it is wise for you to
Yes.
give a background of what really transpired?
You see, why I left PDP, I told you that I don't want to talk about it now, but it has become necessary for me to clear the air. I told you I left the party based on principle. And in that principle, there are issues that happened that make me to take that decision. First and foremost, there is an allegation against me from the members of the party that I have an account, Facebook faceless account, that I'm going against the government.
Do you have a Facebook faceless
I don't
account?
have. I don't have. And that's what disturbed me. It has been going around in Kuje everywhere. There's a faceless account called Garkwan Abuja. So when he started operating, and these people are looking at me as if I'm the one operating that account, I don't know their reasons of doing that. I tried to make them understand I'm not the one, but they refuse. A lot of people are attacking me, even if I was passing that I'm against the government, I'm doing that. I stopped going to the council because of that. Because every 2-3 days, news will come from Garkwan Abuja timeline. And if I went to the council and news came out on the platform of Garkwan Abuja, they will say, Dabo, enter council today and look at what he's writing. So I stopped going to the council. And to my utmost dismay, the leadership of the party didn't deem me fit to say, Dabo is our stakeholder. If we are accusing him, let's call him and ask him. I mean, if you're operating a Facebook, your handset will be there for everybody to cross-check. Nobody has ever asked me about that. But a lot of abuse is all over. Then secondly, there is a stakeholder meeting that they had, of which they did not invite me. And that's what pains me most. They started making some allegation against me in the meeting. One of my boys there was texting me what they have been saying in the meeting. So when I came back in the night, as long as the people that are there, I know them, I know their numbers, I send them messages based on my understanding of what they have been discussing about me in the meeting. That night, one of the executive member of the area council attacked me in the night around 10 o'clock.
You mean physical attack?
Physical attack, I'm telling you. As a stakeholder of the party and chairman of ethnic community in PDP. After attacking me, the first person I call is the executive chairman. Call him the first time, he rang, he didn't pick. Call him the second time, he didn't pick. I send him a text. So person attacked me at so place. Up to today, as I'm telling you, no reply. I posted on my wall, so person attacked me at so place. The leadership of the party, the chairman, is on Facebook with me. The chairman of the state is on Facebook with me. Almost everybody that matters in the party, they are on Facebook with me. And they have seen what I posted. Up to today, nobody care to now call and say, what happened? Why did that person did that to you? And that what gave me the reason to know that that house is not safe for me. Because if one of my party member, who is an executive member in the council, will attack me, I call the chairman, text him. Nobody can come to my aid and say, why did you do that? Then they are aware of what is happening. Sometimes I can be in the party meeting with them. They will lynch me. Nobody will talk.
Do you think all these things carried against you were, do you think it's based on issue of trust or what? Or do you think you are controversial?
You see, I am a kind of person that stood for truth. If I see anything that will bring development to our party, even if it's against the wish of the party leadership, I will say it. And I think that is the reason why. Because as they are now, nobody to advise the government on the way forward. Nobody.
Are you controversial?
Very well.
Are you controversial?
Very well.
Okay, let's talk about the reconciliatory rule you talked about now. Now that you're an APC,
yes.
The FCT election is slated to hold February 12th.
Yes.
So, since after the election, what has been the plan so far?
Yes, the plan is as a normal thing that used to happen when you had primaries. Those that fail election, you call them, sympathize with them, encourage them, give them hope that after losing election today, you may contest another day and you win election. There is no reason for you to leave your party simply because you contested and lost. Because this seat, whether you like it or not, is for one person. Even if you are 10, vying for it, it's only one person that can become the chairman of Kuje area council. So definitely the rest, they will lose election. You will have that at the bottom of your mind. So even though it's painful because there are resources are involved, some have higher hope that they are going to win the election. But at the end of the day, as a Muslim, let me tell you, I have the belief that power comes from God. And God gives it to who he chooses at the time that he wants. So having that belief, I know everything has its time. If you didn't get today, definitely with patience, you'll get it tomorrow.
Looking at the current situation now of the APC, All Progressive Congress.
Let me correct you. All Progressive Congress. Don't bite your tongue. If it's PDP, you call it very well.
All Progressive
Congress. That's the name of the party.
Looking at the current situation in the country, do you think your party will win election come 2020?
Very well.
How?
Yes. It has happened with PDP, my former party. When it started, it was like that. Everybody's running.
How sure are you?
Yes, because I'm part of it before. I know. It has happened like that, as if we are not going to win second election. Huh? Why are you not in the country when governors are coming back to APC? A whole governor sitting in power with every apparatus. He will leave his party and come to APC. Are you reasonable than him?
Looking at the current scorecard of the APC,
Yes.
do you think there's future for the elections of APC in this country and, of course, particularly Kuje Area Council?
No. Let me tell you. There is no government without problems. Even in US, where we are learning democracy from. No government in the world without problem. So it is our hope that before the election.
Okay, let's look at Kuje Area Council itself, talking about infrastructural development. This current administration is said to have really outperformed in terms of development than the previous government. How true is this assertions? You, who is now in the opposition, because this used to be your own party.
Yes.
So what would you say when it comes to development?
He has no any reason.
Okay, briefly, you will continue from there when we come back after this break. If you are just joining us, this is still Perspective and Dabo Yusuf in the studio with me. Okay, before we went to break, you were talking about the infrastructure,
yes,
reacting to the infrastructure development in Kuje Area Council. Do you think this government has actually outperformed the previous government?
You know, performance generally is being if you want to know the performance of governance, first of all, you need to know how much is coming to the coffers of that government. Because you cannot provide infrastructure without money. So the previous administration, what they have been getting as statutory allocation from the federation account, compare to what this administration is getting, there's serious gap and differences. Let me just tell you, this government of today, Kuje Area Council, came into being on 20th of May 2019. We have the record of, right from that 2019 to date.
This is just barely 2 years.
2 years. We have the record of what is coming to the coffers of the area council monthly. But we'll discuss that on the later date. But I will just give you some highlights. Let me just narrow it to this year. From February, March 2021, April 2021, this government of PDP has collected over 1 billion naira as statutory allocation. 1 billion naira. So, if he didn't translate that money into project, then definitely there's going to be a problem. But I want to tell you, we let's say out of the money, 100,000 monthly is going by salaries of staff in these 3 months. 100,000 for 3 months for the salary of staff and some emolument and whatever. 700 million left out of that 1 billion. Why is it? If there's infrastructure, where are they?
Well, the last time we, this very station, look at the scorecard of this administration.
Yes.
It's was said that when it comes to infrastructure, looking around the whole Kuje Area Council and other communities around the area council, they have been, in terms of roads, repair of roads, creation of empowerment and jobs, this government has exceedingly done well.
It has not commensurated with the huge amount of money collected. We are all living witness. We are here in Kuje Area Council. If you
So what exactly are you saying now? Are you saying that there has been a lot of corruption ongoing in the government?
I think so.
How would you prove that?
Yes, because I've not seen the translation of such money into the project they are talking about. Now, let's take for instance, if you are now grading road, is there any village that you graded a road of 50 million in Kuje Area Council? So if you, out of 1 billion for 3 months, you were able to pay salary of 300 million, you are left with 700 million. Okay, let's take for instance that every 50 million is being earmarked for project. We'll have about 14 projects of 50 million. Where are they? Where are the projects? So we need to know. We are once part of the kitchen cabinet of the government. We know what is going on.
Well,
but at a later date,
this is a very strong allegation you are making against this government.
No, they need to come out. They need to come out and explain to us how much we have social project, how much we spend. That is accountability. They need to be accountable to us, so that we know the huge amount they collected is translated in what they are doing. That's what I'm trying to say. You cannot tell us we have done that without the amount. Even the Galadima, the one he collected from him, the APC, in his 100 days in office, he called a town hall meeting. He was able to explain the money he collected, how he spent the money, the project he has done.
But you need to also come out with facts and figures if you truly want to make these allegations.
What I'm saying,
yes,
that we have not seen the translation of the money on the project they are saying, because they are the one to tell us. They are in government. We are their subject now. Okay, we have collected social amount. We have dug borehole for social amount. We have graded road for social amount. Then it will translate to the figure that we have, because we have our figure. Every month allocation comes in, we have the figure. We are keeping it. We are keeping it until when it is time for us to talk. I'm just giving you an highlight. So I am even awakening them to start telling people, giving people account of what they are doing.
The employment and empowerment also has been rated to be as high compared to other government, which you were part in the previous.
Which employment?
I don't know, but looking at the scorecard of the government.
I am not aware of any employment in the area council for now.
So are you saying
in the area council?
The last interview we had with the SCA, he mentioned this. SCA Media mentioned that this administration is one of the administration that has employed citizens of Kuje Area Council more compared to previous.
Into the area council?
Both in and outside, into the government, both federal appointment and what have you.
You see, when you are talking about employment in the area council, we are in the area council, we know that employment is going on. But if it is outside the area council, which one are you talking about? Because the area council is an establishment of its own, and the area council is an establishment of its own, while other establishments, they are on their own. So it is their statutory allocation and their right to employ Nigerians, not even from Kuje Area Council. So it doesn't mean whether you are from Kuje or you are not from Kuje, federal appointment is for every Nigerians. For instance, police appointment, recruitment. In the 770-something local government of Nigeria, police recruit people all over the country, including Kuje. So even if Abdullah is chairman, the present chairman, or not, the quota of Kuje has to come. Because that has been the practice.
But do you think the chairman has done a lot to also influence this appointment of?
How can you influence?
I don't know.
What are you telling me? Are you telling me that before you get appointment into the police, unless you influence? Are you telling me that? Military recruitment until you influence? Is that what you are telling me? No, if you can tell me that, we'll go up and ask.
I don't know, but this is based on the scorecard we reviewed last time. The SCA mentioned this.
See, if he mentioned this, he's just trying to create credit where there is no credit. Because even during our time, every recruitment that is going on, the military will come and place their poster on the notice board. Nigerian Army recruitment, this and that. Go to so website, download. Not Kuje Area Council. Are you getting me? And every Nigerian that is eligible will go and download and apply.
What of employment to the civil service?
Which civil, where?
Within the area council.
That's why I told you I didn't hear about any employment in the area council. If you are talking about FCDA, it has been long there was no employment in the FCDA. So the last PAMSEC that went look at loophole after retirement of some, civil servant. There are vacancies, and he create opportunity for employment, which went around every area council, not Kuje alone. It's not Kuje alone. If you are, I don't want somebody to be claiming credit on something that is not yours, whether you are there or not. Such appointment will come to Kuje Area Council, because Kuje Area Council is also part of FCDA, just like Amak, Buhari. But since you are the security officer and the chairman, definitely when they are giving you 30 to your local government, it has to come through you. But you are not the one. You cannot just go to FCDA and create employment where there was no employment.
Okay,
Yes.
Thank you for talking to us. That has been Dabo Yusuf on Perspective Catapult TV. We'll be having more of you on this show so that you tell us the developments concerning the forthcoming elections.
No
and
problem.
Of course, what is happening in Kuje Area Council, sir.
No problem.
Thank you for watching. This is where we draw the curtain for today's episode. Join us again next time where we'll bring you subsequent episodes on politics in Kuje Area Council. I am your host, Amin Adam. Thank you.